Okay, sorry. Next, it's me. And we don't know where G is. Girl is an hour late. And Dylan has to go rescue his girlfriend. So he just got me. I'm looking at my security cameras to see where G is. And there she is.
You started without me?
I started.
I'm so proud of you.
And there she is. Hi. I thought
I missed the exit, and then I had to go all the way to the next exit, which is the worst. Providence with so much traffic.
You look pretty.
Thank you. I've been out and about all day. Well, I was actually in one place all day, but I left my house at 8 o'clock this morning.
Oh my gosh. Well, I got the vino ready.
Thank you. Cheers to us.
I know. Cheers. No, Dylan had to go rescue his girlfriend because her car just died on the middle of Johnson Road. And
maybe that's the traffic I was just in.
Maybe. I was like, do you need to go? Do you need to go rescue? He's like, yeah, her phone's about to die. I'm like, well, just go.
Just go.
He's like,
we can handle this.
And then I'm like, and my partner's not here, so I guess I'll just go.
Just start. How long have you been going without me?
Like a minute.
How funny are you without me?
Not that funny. We're more funny together.
We're funny together. Maybe can we text him to bring me some gas on the way back?
Yeah.
Can he bring my gas light came on?
Oh no. Well, you normally have 40 miles.
Right. Okay. I think it's been on for like 10. So I'm good. I got plenty of time. Can we get to our next thing on time? We should be fine.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. We have to make an appearance.
Yeah, we're going to go to another event tonight because we're cool like that.
We're cool like that. I got to dress it up a little bit because you look so pretty.
Thanks. I actually was planning on wearing a different shirt with a fun, chunky necklace. So I might do a little wardrobe change before we go.
Oh, okay.
Leave the blazer on.
I like
it's a master's party. And so I thought dressing preppy would be appropriate.
You're so thoughtful like that.
I know. I wanted to think about my audience. By the way, I was listening to our podcast on my way to my meeting this morning from last week, and we opened it with you opening the champagne bottle, but
yeah,
I was listening to it. So I was like, man, we got to remember that not everybody watches on YouTube.
Oh, and we need to,
talk more about what we're doing.
And not just laugh.
Right. So I was like, okay, yeah, some people just listen on their car rides, right? Which is super common. And then 2 people have texted me in one day. I think I forwarded them to you of saying, I just subscribed and liked my first podcast. Now I'll get the alerts. Thank you.
And then somebody else said I couldn't find it. And then I found it or something. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you're listening, that's the sound of me drinking.
Yeah.
I know. Last week I burped on air. I was listening to see if I could hear myself do that.
Did you
and
hear
I couldn't hear it. So good job, Dylan.
Good job.
I'm going to tip you for that today.
This is raw though, I bet. Because, he's not here.
And remember, we had all the static issue because our foot hit it and you couldn't hear that on the air either. So I was like, he's doing a great job. We should pay him. We should all get paid for this.
Yes, we should. Hello.
Where's our advertisers? Come on.
Our sponsors.
I did talk to a sales rep who's retiring soon. And I said, you want to just sell for us on the side? We got a podcast. Come on, we're going to need some. We need, you won't get paid because neither are we, but let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun. I think we could get a boutique and then they can dress us.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea.
Right?
We just have to prove enough people are watching it.
Yeah. So follow, subscribe.
Bing.
You love listening to us.
Super fun.
Yeah. So you were in a board meeting all day.
I was in a board meeting all day. So I'm flowing with ideas and networking and just, I feel so good about the state of the world because I'm on a board for an awesome charity and I just feel good. I'm in the right place.
In the right place.
Doesn't that feel good? If you ever get that feeling where you're just this is wholesome and good. And it's, the old saying, lay down with dogs and you get fleas or whatever that saying is. It's kind of like that, right? You want to
lay down and get some fleas.
Yeah, lay down with dogs and get fleas. What is that saying? Anyway.
I don't know. I say all those sayings wrong. Tie one on or something. I say tie it off or whatever you say it. The suit thinks it's so funny. I always get those things wrong.
Yeah. Dadgum. Some people say, yeah, I get what you're saying. But so anyway, I just feel if you want to level up or just, you got to surround yourself with the right friends, the right groups. One bad apple spoils the bunch kind of thing. There's another one. I just feel it's the right place to be for me, that it's just this goodness that I want to be. And so I'm just you surround yourself with that kind of stuff and it just mirrors itself in your life, right?
Yeah.
Like you put good karma out there and good things come your way. And I just feel like this Give Hope Global, I've talked to you guys about it before, is just so awesome. And I just feel lucky to have a small part in doing good work around the world. And we're branching out to Florida, which I think is going to be awesome. I'm waiting to kind of hear more about that to share. But it's Give Hope Global, and then in Ghana.
Yeah.
And now we have a branch in Florida where we can do some work. So I know some fundraisers, some companies that reach out to sometimes are like, well, we'd like to keep fundraising dollars local. And I can understand that because there's a lot of places in the US that need help, but
yeah,
not until you go overseas. And then you're like, holy shit.
Yeah. Wow.
They're like, they do need it. They live a completely different life. A third world country is a third world country. And you're like, wow, okay.
And we live in a bubble.
Yeah, we live in a bubble.
Yeah. So we're going to another charity event here that we're running late to, but we'll pop in the Isabella Santos Foundation, which I love, love, love. Erin Santos, she's great.
I love this one, let me say, because this one moves the needle on medical advances in the world. This is another thing that you can feel good about contributing to, right? Like Erin Santos had a daughter that would now be, I think, 20. And she passed away at under the age of 5, I believe, from a rare pediatric cancer, like a neuroblastoma. But children are now living with what Isabella died from because of the advancements that organizations like ISF have made in science with doctors, all kinds of testing and advancement. So it is possible, right? Not just, again, that you put it out in the universe and it'll come back. Like that's the good karma I want out there. I have kids. And so if we get dealt that hand that no one wants to be dealt, let's hope that we're doing our part to push the needle forward so that we don't have to get that awful news or that we don't have a choice, right? And there are treatment plans available. I just feel like we got to pay our dues and so to speak and put the good out there and help however we can.
Yeah, I love it. So we'll go make an appearance at that. And then I have to go get a spray tan.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, it's pouring out. You probably can't do it in the rain.
Oh, dang.
You'll get like streaky on your way back in.
What am I going to do?
You just have to go to Key West with a no tan and then get your tan there.
I know I might have to do that.
You might have to do, unless you can get someone to come to your house and spray you in here so you don't have to go out in the rain. Or you could have like DJ hold the umbrella up for you.
Yeah.
But I like
He's getting one too.
Oh, that's funny. Did they spray his bald head?
Yeah.
I always wondered about that because our hair blocks it for us. But if you're bald, do they spray your head?
They do. They'd get the whole thing.
That's hilarious.
He's pasty. So
is he not embarrassed that you'd say that out loud? I know some guys that get Botox that are like, if you tell anyone. I'm like, if you're going to be that vain and get Botox, I'm all for it. It's preventative, men or women. Look your best self, whatever you want to do. No. But then you want to keep it a secret? I don't like that part of it. No. I'm like, we got to shout it from the rooftops. Hell yeah, Botox.
Yeah.
Or any of the other products that are similar. I don't want to just give Botox the love, but like, what do we always get? Dysport.
Yeah. But I think, the suit's more, he tells all. So he's a lot like you. He just tells all.
Some of us do not keep anything in.
Yeah. So no, he doesn't. He gets shit for it, but
sure,
he'll own up to it. Like, yeah, he's like, they spray paint abs on.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, can you do it a little darker? Like,
yeah.
So I think it's funny. Krista and I love this Isabella Santos Foundation, ISF, and we're both 3 wish makers, which is like a tier of their donating for the year.
Yeah.
Charitable giving. And so they throw these events all the time that are, some of them are invitations for just us, these 3 wish givers, and some of them are just open for anyone. Some of them are galas and brunches to get new people in to donate, all these awesome events. So some of them we can go to, some of them we can't. One of them was one that we were like, oh, the guys might like this. And then this one is for the Masters because we're recording this right before Masters weekend.
Yep.
And so we thought, at least for me, I'm like, oh, Kent will love that. Let's get the guys together. Let's all go to this and we'll have like a little double date. And now you and I are going and neither of the guys are going. What the hell happened?
So we're like, wait, what happened?
We did this for y'all. We'll just go sit. We love ISF and so we're going to go. But like we picked this one for all of us to hang out.
I know. And they're both like, we can't make it.
We can't make it.
That's fine. Party at 2.
Mm-hmm. Hey, well, we'll be fine.
Yeah, we're fine. We don't need anything.
We don't need anybody.
We just need a box.
Of wine. I love those commercials, or not commercials, but those Instagram reels that are going out right now that say like, hi, I'm Gwen. I am a 42-year-old, entrepreneur and, radio host, podcaster, packaging salesperson. Like you list your bio and then you're like, and I don't need anybody. And then the next slide is, hi, I'm nobody. I make sure that Gwen's schedule stays on, that our car has oil in it, like lists all the things that your spouse does for you.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
No.
It's so funny. It's like women being like, I don't need a man for anything. And then it's the next slide is the man being like, she falls asleep without charging her phone. So I do that for her. How to get her car registered. She doesn't know how to, list all the things that you guys do for us that we need to appreciate you for.
So what does Kent do for you? I feel like you do all things.
I do all the things. I mean, he makes me laugh. That's for sure.
Yep.
He keeps me, he helps me stay in the lap of luxury that I like to be living in.
Yep.
Right. He's a good salesman. Hard. He works hard. He's like the most happy person to be around.
Yeah.
And I just like that energy.
Yeah. He's always so sweet and happy.
A good mood breeds good mood. Like a social person breeds you.
Except for 18 months.
Well, except for the little blurb on the radar. But he admits that he wasn't in a good place, right? Yeah. It was the midlife crisis / chemical imbalance from hell. And he's off the meds and he's in church and doing all the right things. And I'm here for it.
Looking forward to seeing him.
That's what he said. He goes, I know, honey, I know.
Because I got to give him one swift kick to the shin.
And then be like,
and then I'll give him a hug. Yeah.
Right. So no, I mean, yeah, he does so much for me. Not in the terms of like oil change type husband, but he knows just to take me on a vacation as often as possible to keep me in a bathing suit with tan lines. And I'm my happiest.
Yes. Like,
and just, he knows like life's too short to be stressed out. Like we're going on this trip and my mom just fell and broke her arm yesterday. God bless her, 72-year-old lady, like brittle bones too. Yeah. But so she was supposed to watch one of our dogs while we're away. And so now I'm like, well, I can just call the boarder or I could have the babysitter, but I just don't rest as well when the dogs are home at my house if I'm not home. Because my mom would take the dog to her house. And he's like, it's peace of mind. Just spend the money, board the dog. Yeah. And that's the kind of energy I need sometimes. Exactly. Let's just solve the problem and be done with it. Sometimes as women, we'll go around and circle an idea forever and talk about all scenarios. And he's just like, done. Let's just board or be done with it.
Wait, okay. So reverse. What? You don't like the dog being at home with the dog sitter if you're not there?
Yes, because I have a strict policy on no dogs in the guest room.
Yeah.
And my dogs are bed sleepers.
Don't you get on this bed. I remember that when last October when I was at your house.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm totally allowed the dog on my bed, but I know some people don't love dogs the way I love dogs.
Right.
And I have an active guest room. I have company a lot.
Yes.
And I have been a guest at someone's house before and their dog crate was in the guest room. And you love your own dog and you get acclimated to your own dog's smell, but other people don't.
Yeah.
And I just remember not being able to sleep, being disgusted. And my friend had a beautiful house. It was totally clean, but I could just smell dog all night. And so I don't want my home to ever be like that for someone else.
Yeah.
And then I just it's like a hotel room, right? You just want that crisp, clean bed. And I have I'm trying to have a beautiful guest room. I just want it to stay nice. And then she's a proven track record of being pissed if I'm gone. And she will mark somewhere in the house.
Yeah.
They will not do as good of a job of reading her cues or forcing her to go outside that I will. And she's a rescue, so she's psycho.
Yeah.
So she will do it despite me, I think. She'll be like, you're at the beach, aren't you?
Yeah. Our dogs too, they get mad when they see the suitcases, right? And then our boys, our older two, have been watching our dogs. We have a dog sitter that comes.
Mm-hmm.
She does a pretty good job, but you'll find stuff, right?
You don't have carpets in your house for a reason. I still have rugs.
I have no rugs.
Right. I still have rugs in my house because I'm just glutton for punishment. And so it just literal shit will happen.
Yeah.
If I don't. So I'd rather just, and they only accept the dogs at this boarding place where they train them and they know them.
Yeah.
So they are so loved there.
Yeah.
So,
and they have probably the best time.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
She walks in with me every time. I brought her to one of those pet places once, for a couple weeks when we were building our house and we were in that teeny tiny townhouse. So she didn't have a yard at all. And by the third day, I went to bring her in and she hit the brakes and I couldn't yank her leash enough. And I was like, what's
she's
the matter with you?
100 pounds.
Well, yeah. So I can't really force her. And then I saw they were using a spray bottle to get dogs away from the door.
Oh.
And so I was like, oh, I don't really love this doggy daycare place. So I'm not going to keep taking her here. So the fact that she willingly walks into the door with me every single time, I think, they love her. It's a good place.
Yeah. It's a good sign.
Yeah. That she'll go.
Yeah. I mean, when our kids watch the dogs, it's nice because it saves money.
That's right.
And then boarding 3 dogs is so expensive and the kids clean up. And I think because they're scared of me.
Good.
we don't want you to come home and complain about something.
That is so awesome. My dad used to say that my grandparents, my mom's parents used to do that, that he would call, my grandfather would call, and my mom's one of 9. So just imagine if every kid was home with one friend over, that's like a massive party.
Yeah.
So that my grandfather would call back then, they'd take like ships to Europe. This is like back in the 70s or whatever it was. And
there were house phones then.
Yeah, house phones. So you would have to try to catch him. So he'd call and be like, just a reminder, we're going to be home on Saturday. Today's Tuesday, and then he'd be like, okay, and he was giving them these little heads up.
Countdown.
This countdown to make sure you're cleaned up. Don't let mother come home.
Do not. I don't want to deal with that.
So in high school, I had a party many times, but we would call it friends over.
Yeah.
And not parties. So
it would just be friends over.
It would just be friends. It's not a party, Dad. God, calm down. I'm just having friends over. Yeah. I don't know what the definition of a party would have been, like a live band. Maybe would that have made it a party?
A keg?
Okay. Well, no, there were always kegs there. We cleaned it up. My sisters and I would think we would clean it up so well. And then the ways I would get caught. One time, the metal tin of the keg tap. The little plastic that covers it. My dad found that once, and he's like, I know you had a party. Another time, we cleaned everything up, but in between the slats, butts. Like we blew off the deck or swept or threw all the beer cans away, but no one looked between all the slats and saw all the cigarette butts.
They find it.
And then round 3, well, there's many, many more, but another one, I had one of those like not space heaters, but mushroom heaters, the propane heaters that restaurants have, like the shape of a mushroom. Well, we used to light our cigarettes on that. You packed your cigarette so tight that it had that little piece of paper on the end. Yeah. If you held that up to the heater, it would light. And my dad's like, why does our heater look like it has chicken pox? Because it was all that little piece of packed cigarette.
Oh my God.
And then another time I had to fess up and say I had a party because my laptop got stolen with all my parents' liquor out of the liquor cabinet.
What?
I know. I got robbed once at one of my parties.
So I had 2 epic parties my senior year.
Okay.
My parents.
Was FCK there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She was there. My brother, they were drinking. We did one. It was my senior year. So my parents moved us out in the country.
Oh, no.
Back my senior year. They moved us from the house that was right by the school out in the country. But it was a great party house because the backyard was massive. So I was like, let's do a party. I was so mad at my parents for moving us, but it was due to, financial issues and things like that. So I was like, let's do a party. Yeah. Mom, can we do a party? She's like, sure, honey. No. Yeah.
Oh, so they weren't even away?
No, they weren't away.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
My dad was away. My mom was there.
Your mom likes to have fun with you guys,
my nanny was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we had this party. It was like, there were probably 200 people there. And we had kegs in the back.
That's a good party, buddy.
Yeah, she had no idea. And so my dad was coming in from out of town, and he's driving in the country, sees all these headlights going to this field of dreams, right? Like all the headlights go, and he's like, what is that? Where is that? Oh my God, they're all going to my house. And then I had somebody work in the driveway.
If you build it, they will come.
Yes, but I had somebody working the end of the driveway, which was a long driveway. And so the guy was like, whoa, sir, you can't pull in here.
Yeah.
My dad's like, this is my effing house. And he's like, what is going on? Yeah. And she's like, what? And he's like, what's happening? So
why would she say yes to the day your dad comes home?
I was very convincing.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still to this day very convincing.
Very convincing. I don't know. I know. My sister's oldest is just like me. And I'm like, good luck.
You're right.
Good luck.
You're in for it.
FCK. And so anyway, then we did another party for Halloween. Same thing. I think my dad was out of town for that. But one of the girls that was there left and got pulled over on the way home. Not good. And she gave all of us up.
She said, I'm coming from Krista's house?
Yes. Ow. So then the whole football team, the whole cheerleading squad got in trouble. No one ratted anybody out. Like there were detectives there that called my parents. My parents were like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Deny, right? And then a helicopter came that night and shined a light. And we were throwing the kegs over the fence into the ditch behind the house.
Oh my God.
It was crazy.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
Why would they release a helicopter? Because they thought they were going to bust that much underage drinking?
I guess. I don't
Or
know.
to see if it was like a drug den out in the country. Like, are y'all manufacturing crack out there? Or
I don't
something?
know. I was so awful.
Oh my gosh.
It was a great party.
That sounds like a great party. At one time, my sister, who was in school at Ithaca in upstate New York, so never was a Southerner, never lived in the South. She was home from college during one of my parties. And she's like, Gwen, there's someone in the backyard with a shotgun. I'm going to have to call this whole thing off. And I'm like, no. It's not like to kill someone. It's like he's showing off his Christmas present. Like they go hunting. Like he has a truck.
Yeah.
Like this is not... We're not scared. This is not a danger. And she's like, no, guns are bad. No guns allowed. I'm like, it's not a gun. It's like a hunting rifle. Like this is not, there's no murder. She's like, no, I'm not okay with it. Hello, sir. We don't allow guns here. You're going to have to take that back to your truck.
Wait, where did you grow up?
In Ballantyne Country Club.
Okay, that's what I thought. From here. You're from here.
Yeah.
You were born here.
Yep. But she was, no, I wasn't born here though. So I moved here in 8th grade.
Okay.
So
you were born.
Kent says my better half is Southern. So when we were dating, half my life I'd lived in North Carolina and half my life I hadn't. So yeah, this is a long story. So I was born in Florida because my dad was in sales. So he would move to the weak sales branch for his company down in Bradstreet and build up the sales team. So we would move every few years.
Okay.
I think that's why I'm so outgoing. So parents, don't be afraid to move your kids. Don't be afraid to pick up roots and start somewhere else. Like it seems awful at the time. Your kids will cry and be pissed at you and throw ragers, but it can help them become well-rounded and outgoing, right? And be able to adapt in any situation. So, but yeah, I was born in Florida. I think they lived there 2 years, only about 9 months for me. And then we moved back to where my parents are from in New Jersey, and then Connecticut, and then Massachusetts.
Okay.
And I spent 1st grade through 8th grade in Massachusetts.
Okay. So my sister asked me, where's Gwen from? And I'm like, oh shit, I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I always say I'm basically as from North Carolina as you can be. But I really say like Massachusetts, New Jersey.
I said New Jersey. Yeah, I was like, I think New Jersey.
I go back there every summer because that's where my parents are from. And my mom being one of 9, I have so many aunts and uncles and cousins that we're close with. Yeah. And we all meet up in New Jersey every summer and have a week vacation. So you're not wrong.
Okay.
You're not wrong.
Where am I from?
California.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I know. I'm like, I'm a bad friend. Wait, I think it's New Jersey. But now it makes sense why I don't have a solid.
Exactly. Because I was such a vagabond. But no, I think everyone should play that game with your friends of, can you answer what they do for a living? Like so many people, like I don't know what so many of my friends
like
do.
In Friends, like with Chandler, like what did Chandler really do?
Right. It's like, I mean, I know what you do. I'm like, she throws concerts and sells air. Like she's in marketing and PR.
All the things.
Yeah, it's so hard to explain what our friends do at this stage in life, right? It's like, I don't know, they work for one of the banks or, well, what do they do?
Well, yeah, like Carly, my neighbor, it's like, I actually had lunch with her today. So she works at Bank of America. And I text her because I was uptown at 2:04. We were doing a content shoot today. And so I text her, I was like, hey, are you in the office? Do you want to meet for a quick lunch? I just finished this meeting with walking around the festival and I have this shoot at 2:04, but do you want to meet? And she's like, oh my God, yes, I am. I'll come down.
Sweet.
I have 45 minutes. So we met and chatted and
I love her and I love lunch at 2:04.
Yes.
That's super fun.
Yes.
We had 2:04 North Kitchen and Cocktails.
Yes.
On
so good.
Trade and Tryon.
Brunch there, so good. Happy hour, dinner, so good.
They had such a good Christmas cocktail there. It really tasted like Christmas.
And their espresso martini, so good.
And there's a private room upstairs. Hello, they should be paying us right now. We got to stop talking about them.
So
maybe they will.
I was sending you pictures of my wine glass.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
And I'm like, you're in your boring board meeting.
It wasn't boring, but yes, I was in a board meeting and I was like, she's drinking already.
I know. I was like, well,
not with me. I'm so jealous.
Yeah. But so anyway, she left and I was talking to a few people at the bar after and they were asking me about like, what are you
what does she do?
What are you doing? What I have a marketing company and blah blah blah.
Trying to put y'all on the map.
I'm like, what do you do? Why are you guys here drinking at 2 p.m. on a Thursday? And they worked for a bank. And I was like, oh yeah, my girlfriend works at Bank of America. What does she do? Okay. I know she works for the digital and customer and but yeah, it's like, I can kind of explain it, but
I can't.
I don't know. She's brilliant. But
she is brilliant.
She is. Her and I were talking today. It was one of the things I was like, let's talk about this, about starting an LLC. So I have this idea, and I don't know if I should say it, but I'm going to.
Okay, good.
So
I have faith in our listeners that no one's going to steal your idea out from under you.
But so Carly is very planned out, right? She's very organized. Like, Lord, I need her in my house because I have 5 junk drawers.
Or we need her in our brains. Yeah.
But so when her and her husband went to Greece, she was like, come over and let me help like pick out my outfits. Da, 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 da. And I was like, oh yeah. So I went over and, obviously she knew exactly her itinerary and laid out every outfit for everything.
Whoa.
Awesome.
Wow.
And I said, be such a great business if you ordered clothes for people's vacations, right? Like, I'm going to Key West for 3 days to pack.
And then do you keep them forever or do you mail them back like a subscription service? Okay.
Or you can mail them back. That's a
right. Because I have a section of my closet that is like Vegas only. Because there was a stint in life where we were going to Vegas all the time, right? It's like more sequins, a little tighter, shorter. And then there's like the tropical corner, which has like the maxi dresses or the tropical prints or the tube tops still with tie-dye, But that's not a bad idea. That's a great idea.
And I'm like, how awesome would it be if it's like, hey, I'm going to, wherever.
And you could pick your price point, like send me $200 worth of clothes or $2,000 worth of clothes, depending on how bougie you are.
Yes.
I love it.
She was like, yeah.
I bet there's already one of those.
I don't know.
Does not Wannable not do that? Or Cupshe or somebody?
I don't know. I think that would be.
I know. Can we call it Sorry Next? Sorry next trip.
Next trip. Yeah. But anyway, so I helped her she had all these outfits. I was like, now you're already packed and your trip's in 2 weeks.
That's nuts.
It was awesome. Like, I was like, this is crazy awesome. Can you please come help me organize my life?
She doesn't like have a stick up her ass at all, but you would think someone that organized would have to not be fun at least, but she is. She's super fun, super relaxed.
She was at my house one day and she was like, we always are entertaining and it's just, I live with all boys. The only person that's organizing anything is me, right? And I'm not that great at it. And so she was getting something out of my cupboard and she's like, we're organizing this. And like the whole day she organized like most of my kitchen.
I love that.
I love you so much. Here's some more wine.
I know. I do that when I go to my sister's house in Massachusetts. She's like, oh, Gwen, will you get me an extra box of macaroni out of that cabinet? Because she knows when I open it, I got to line up all of them.
Yeah.
And I got to move stuff around. And then I'm always like, can I do your fridge next? And she's like, I was hoping you'd say that.
Yes.
I know. It's almost like sleeping with the enemy. I want like all the labels facing the front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like Amber's fridge with her waters.
Oh my God. That was like the first friend. I think we've talked about it too. Like Amber was the first friend I felt like made it of our age group. Like she was the first one to look like she was blowing money.
Yes.
Because she was. But anyway, like, we'd open her fridge after a night of drinking and passing out on her couch. And she'd have like they weren't Evian, but the square, Fiji, the square expensive
Fiji,
all lining the top shelf of her fridge, like 4 deep.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, this is a $5 bottle of water. I'm just walking out with it.
Yeah.
Like gulp, gulp, gulp.
As you're hungover.
She told me one time I was going to her house and I'm like, all right, well, I'll stop and get some wine. And she's like, well, I just did that. I had 3 bottles of wine in my car and a pregnancy test. And now I'm home and we ain't drinking these bottles of wine for a while.
I am.
And I was like, shit. I was like, so you probably don't want me to come over. It's like, you can, but I want to go to bed. I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll get my own cart and go back to my house.
Yeah. Yeah. So
the person told her checking her out, she goes, I hope it works out the way you want it to.
It works out for you.
The way you want it to, though, whether you want to be pregnant or not.
I actually had somebody say, that's a lot of wine. I was like, shut your mouth, Shannon.
Like for who? For a party of 20? No, it's not. How do you know what I'm up to?
This is for me.
That's right. Oh, Kent told me today that he has a keg delivery schedule for this weekend for my house.
Okay.
I said, oh boy.
Oh boy.
How many
keg taps do you have? 12?
16.
Oh,
I think it's 2 sides of 8. Yeah, I think it's 2 things of 8, which in our reconciliation, I have reminded him that that's an excessive, unnecessary amount for a residence that is not a business establishment serving alcohol.
We aren't a bar.
We aren't a bar. And I just also think that is crazy. Like, let's have 1 or 2 or 4. I said a normal house.
Or even 8.
Or I mean,
8's a lot though.
But even not all active. So he was like, all right. So a few weeks ago, he was like, I think I might, or maybe it was 2 months ago now or so. He's like, I think if you're ready, I think I'd like to dabble and get 1 or 2 kegs back down there. And I was like, all right. And then he got the Kelsey Brothers keg. I can't remember. I think it's called like the Neighborhood. But if you say the Kelsey good. So, just throughout the course of my house, that one's already gone. And he gets the smallest ones they offer because we have so many. We don't want to keep it for a year.
Yeah.
So they don't last, very long when they're good. But so then I was like, did you get that one again? He goes, damn right I did. So we got that one and a couple other ones. A Kolsch, awesome. I think that I really like.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be fun. It's like different beers. We like a Miller Lite on the regular, but
you and your Miller Lights.
I love a Miller Lite.
Maybe Miller Lite can sponsor us.
Hell yeah. I mean, I was on a private jet many a times. And they're like, here's your Miller Lite. I'm like, thank you. I don't have to be fancy all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a stem.
I don't need a stem. I don't need the VOV every time. The VOV.
VOV. Say it. Colorado.
Why? Krista texted me the other day and said, can you voice memo me how you say Nevada? And I was
Nevada. It's not Nevada.
Wait a minute. Nevada?
So I think it's because I'm from California.
Thank you. You said that correct.
And I think people from California say Colorado the way I say it, not Colorado. Anyway, I was trying to prove myself right. And then I was with FCK and she says, ask her how she says Nevada, because I bet she says Nevada. Yep. And that's exactly what you sent me. Nevada.
I like how you do my voice. Nevada. So I also say the word, my husband thinks I say outlet weird. Like if you're shopping at the mall, the outlet mall, like that I put too much emphasis on the let. Like, what do you think? Outlet.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
How do you say it?
Outlet?
Yeah, it's hard when you're put on the spot. Everyone in your car.
Outlet.
Everyone in your car.
Go to the outlets?
Say outlet. The outlet mall.
The outlet mall.
He laughs every time I say that. I was like, well, I'll take the kids to the outlet to get them more clothes.
He's like, outlet.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that's one of those weird words.
Weird. The suit says blue. He's like, blue. Because he's Southern.
Well, anyone that knows Kent knows that he puts a lot of emphasis on the t at the end of a word, like went.
Yeah.
Kent.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's funny. Colorado.
Nevada.
Oh, so last Friday we had a great day where
did.
So sorry, next. I
hope you're watching on our Instagram because it was fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. We did this rumble boxing workout class, went and had nails done, and then got a blowout.
Amazing.
It was awesome. And then we met some friends at the blowout bar. One of them knew about the podcast.
Yes.
And then we met another friend who listens to erotic audiobooks.
She was like, I'm in the car all the time.
From the library.
Yeah. She's like, y'all got a podcast? Tell me what's up.
I need to listen to something else.
Yeah. She's like, normally I just like do books on tape. And then the girl blowing out her hair is like, oh, what kind of books do you listen to? And she's like, well, more like erotic novels. And we all kind of turn our head. And she's like, I know. And I get them from the library, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And I had no idea you could rent audiobooks at the library.
And they're free.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my kids go to the library. Or I know you can rent a library, like get a library book, but I didn't know you could get audiobooks. That's super cool.
I didn't know you can get erotic audiobooks.
I know.
Do they have like a porn section or a erotic
adult
section?
I think they call it adult fantasy.
At the library. So you go in the library and it's like self-help,
cooking,
right? Food, cooking, adult fantasy.
I think that's
do they have that at Barnes and Noble too?
I bet. Huh.
Okay.
I know. So I want to ask you this though. It was your first. I've been a huge proponent of dry bar for a long time.
Yes.
How much on a scale of 1 to 10 did you love getting someone else to blow out your hair for the weekend?
I loved it.
You signed up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you regretting that decision yet?
No.
Good. I think you're gonna love it.
I don't think mine lasts as long as like yours does. So.
I have really thick hair. So
you do. Mine just doesn't. But I think if I had a better maybe dry shampoo or something, it would.
And have you heard that you can train your hair?
Mm-hmm.
They've talked to me a lot about this. My sister does too, that if you wash it every day, it needs to be washed every day. But if you start going less often and less often, you can train your hair to become less greasy.
Like stop producing so much oil.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you wear chapstick all the time, you get chapped lips because you need chapstick.
Yeah.
So I think they call it a catch-22. So we can train our hair to be better. So that's what I'm trying.
Okay. I didn't know that this was such a thing that like women. So, and a shout out to all the women that we got to meet at the blow dry bar. They were awesome in South Park.
It's called dry bar.
Oh,
what the blow dry bar. Sound like an old lady. I'm going to get my hair done.
You're going to the blow dry bar.
Nevada.
Did I say that right?
In Nevada.
Nevada. I'm not even from here. And I've noticed that I have like more of a Southern talk recently. Maybe it's because I've been hanging out with you.
Which and no one would say I sound Southern, which is funny.
No.
Unless I hang out. I have this one account in sales that I do for Charlotte Pipe and Foundry, and I go visit these boys out in Oakboro. I'll have to call them one day. And y'all, I start sounding so Southern when I'm with them or in a meeting with them. And like my college girlfriends from East Carolina, I get so Southern when you're on the phone. I'm like, well, all right.
So I find that funny, right? Because I feel like whenever I'm watching something or I'm with somebody, I'll start talking like them. Like, so the suit's like, you talk like Guenn now a lot. I'm like, what do you mean?
You're welcome, DJ.
Yeah.
You're welcome, suit.
But I don't know. Is that something that a lot of people do, or because I don't know.
That's how accents become accents,
but
because that's what you hear all the time.
Right.
So you're talking to me enough these days that we sound like each other.
Yes. Perfect.
Colorado.
We need to go.
All right. Well, you had another story to tell me about the dating.
I mean, we need to go to Colorado.
Oh, okay. I thought you said we had to wrap.
Oh, well, we might need to soon because we're so late.
Do we know how to stop the recording? Because Dylan's on.
We
just talk till he comes back.
And I hit stop. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you had, maybe this will be a teaser for our next episode.
Okay.
So Krista, sometimes we randomly text each other with content that we want to talk about on the podcast and get each other's honest reaction. So we save it. We don't just like girl gab otherwise. And she texted me the line, Facebook page, are we dating the same guy? And that was it. And I'm like, hell yeah, I know a ton about that page. I was on it. I talked to girls on it. I saw my husband's picture on it.
Yeah.
But I signed a thing saying I would never talk about it, but maybe we'll talk about it next week.
We should next week. I think we should.
I can't wait to hear your story about it. Why do you want to talk about it?
Well, because it was brought to my attention last night.
That the page exists?
Yeah.
Oh, I got screen grabs that I'm not supposed to show anyone.
Yes.
The rules of the page say you can't, but you can't like repost them, but
I find you.
Mm-hmm. Please, any police investigator in the world, you need to find out anything. Ask a scorned woman. She will get to the bottom of anything. Anything.
Best detective ever.
Like, who's that funny comedian that I love? Nate Bargatze. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but he says that his daughter's school, she's a kindergartner. She goes to school. They put her on the bus. They wave. And he's like, oh my God, our daughter, she's a kindergartner. Love you, honey. Bye. A couple hours later, he gets a call from the school. And he's like, hello? Hi, Mr. Bargatze. This is Michelle's, kindergarten teacher. We just wanted to clarify what bus she's supposed to take home. And he's like, you called the dad?
Right.
Like, you had a sheet that said 2 phone numbers and
you picked this one?
And you picked the dad's number. And he goes, ask a strange woman on the street. I feel like she could get to the bottom of this better than me.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And then he said, all right, what's the name of the school? I'll just come get her. He doesn't even know what school she's at.
Is that the one we saw together?
I don't think he said that joke then, but I've watched his YouTube and clips so many times.
That's so funny.
It's like the awesome Matrix once you watch.
What school is she?
Yeah, all right, what school is she at? I'll come get her.
Yeah. So that's going back to our conversation about like, what do the guys help do? I'd love to hear from like, what does your husband help you with? Like
you want me? I didn't reciprocate. What does DJ do for you?
He does the pool. He's the pool boy.
Nice. That's huge. All right.
Yeah.
I don't have a pool boy.
Yeah. So that's
I have a hired pool boy.
Yeah. So he helps with that. And he handles anything outside. And
nice.
he cooks.
That's true. He's your cook. All right. Ken's my weekend cooker. He's my griller. Yeah. He's an amazing griller. And then he is trying to take over the landscaping. He's like, I'd like to work on our yard.
Yeah.
Instead of let's cancel the company.
Yeah.
And I said, okay.
And he'll do the lawn.
But do you pay the bills and handle all the money?
Yes.
Yeah, me too, pretty much. I mean, now we're trying to do it together this time.
It's good to do it together so you can see.
Both eyes on it. I think it's going to be good for us.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to share my money now a little bit, but I mean, he makes more, so I need to share.
Yeah, but you need to have your own.
I know. Well, I always liked that phrase, honey, what's your money is our money. What's my money is my money.
Yeah. Girl math.
Girl math.
I love the girl math.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us for another episode.
Thanks for showing up.
I know. Sorry I was late this time. She kept telling me she was going to be late, so I pushed mine.
Yeah.
A little later. And then I missed the damn exit. I was on the phone just chatting. I'll go, shoot, there it goes.
There it goes.
Stopped traffic.
Right.
And I was like,
5 o'clock traffic.
I was thinking, if I got on the shoulder and reversed, it's only like 100 yards away. I was so close to doing it.
Oh,
And
no.
I was like, what would I tell the cop? Like, I'm late for my podcast.
Sorry, officer. You'd have to like
Send out the chopper.
unbutton your shirt a little bit.
No, this doesn't unbutton. This is from Temu.
Oh,
This shirt does not unbutton. I'm lucky the thread stayed in it.
yes.
Long enough to wear it.
Yes. All right.
Well, we love you guys. Like, subscribe, follow. Get the alerts when the new episodes drop every Tuesday.
Yep. And we'll announce our contest winner.
I know. We got to find that.
Yeah.
Comment on the post. Comment on the videos. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah. See you next time.
Peace.
In Colorado. Okay, now I got to go figure out how to stop this.
Turn it off, Krista.